You can't be nervous. I have to be the one that's nervous. You're the pro now.
Yeah, but you're the one that talks speaks English very well. I'm
That's
a little,
fair.
Yeah,
That's fair. If you asked me to do this in Spanish, I would be very nervous too.
Do you want to do it in Spanish?
No.
Okay, this is the third episode of VaChateando. Today's guest is Nicole Gil. Hello, everyone. So the first question is, how did you get into salsa and bachata dancing?
Well, I have my friends to thank from middle school because I was really good friends with Brielle Valentine, and she and her mom would go out dancing even though she was only 11 years old. She would go to a place that was all ages. And there was one time where they brought me out too, and I was just so impressed that everybody was helpful and wanted to dance with us, and I was just a kid, but it was a great experience. And being 11 years old and partying till 4 a.m. was very exciting, so there was that. So then I started taking kids classes from some of the big wigs of Salsa on One back in the day. And
that was the year, sorry.
The year?
Yeah.
Oof, that would have been like 2000.
2000, that was a long time ago.
Were you
when
even
you
born?
said Brielle, yeah, I was born in 95.
Okay.
95, yeah, I was like 5
You're
years.
very young.
You said Brielle. Who's Brielle?
So she casually dances now. She doesn't teach, as far as I know, but she was a longtime dancer who was really active back in the day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so I started taking kids classes, and in the back of my mind, I always knew the salsa community is where it's at. It's very cool. In my high school, I tried to start a salsa club, and everyone told me, no, we only want to dance merengue. So they said, get out of here with this. We don't want to dance. This is too complicated, or whatever their excuse. They weren't into it. So when I got to college, the first thing I wanted to find was a salsa club. And at UCLA, there were multiple salsa clubs, actually.
Wow.
And then I found the one that would go to the clubs and would practice and social dance, and that's really what I loved. So then I dove in head first, and from the age of 21 until now, I've pretty much danced salsa every day.
Wow, that's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Did you have any background dances before getting into salsa?
I did. I went to a performing arts middle school, and before that I even had an interest, but I mainly focused on hip hop. That was kind of my first love.
I see.
But I did jazz, I did a lot of folk dance, I did musical theater, and so those were the starting points. But I would say the two loves in my life, or no, I should say three loves in my life, were hip hop, salsa, bachata, and of course I should mention Alan. He'd be the fourth one.
Oh, okay. Was that because I don't know, I have a feeling that bachata wasn't that popular back then, right?
True.
And it wasn't the same as it is today.
It used to be that you'd play a bachata and the dance floor would clear off. Right, it was definitely not very popular, and it was 1 2 3 tap, 1 2 3 tap.
That's
really
it.
Nothing more. Yeah.
How about traditional? It wasn't even popular?
I don't recall people really doing traditional. I just saw really basic urban from my recollection. But of course, I was going to salsa places that would sprinkle in some bachata. So if there was an underground traditional scene, maybe I didn't know about it, but this is what I saw at salsa clubs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wow, I would think that traditional would be popular back then. Because I think when I was probably 5 years or something like that, I would hear these really old songs from, I think, Anthony Santos. Because I was born in the 95. I don't know if that's how you say it. But I used to listen to these songs, and I feel I don't know. I think I grew up with it, and I just wanted to dance the music. But I would think that it was popular.
It could have been. I think just in the circles that was running in at that point.
Probably in the Dominican.
I didn't see it. Yeah, I mean. As far as I know, there weren't any nightclubs that currently host traditional nights or bachata nights that were doing it. I don't think, as far as I know, there wasn't a big bachata night at Stevens or Granada, or definitely not anything on the west side.
When did you think that got popular?
It really started to catch fire. Let me think. What year would that have been?
Because it's not that long, is it?
Maybe in the last 12 years or so.
12 years, okay.
Maybe 15 years. It started to catch fire when LABF was first started, right?
Okay.
So that would have been 15 years ago, I think. Is that what they celebrated the anniversary of?
I think I think it was 15 years.
15
yeah,
years?
I think
Something
so.
like that. So that's when it first got its first spark, and that's when you first saw the first bachata performance teams. And I want to say performance teams were kind of a bigger deal when I first started dancing. So there was like Bachata Caliente, which was Leslie Ferreira's team, and then Que Rico with Jorge. And they were kind of the beginnings, and then we did see that like kind of first big social breakout at Stevens, where like bachateros knew that that's where you go to dance, and there would be big crowds there.
Okay. Because I know right now that you're a teacher, right? Salsa and bachata teacher. When did you start teaching?
I started teaching, let's see, it would have been 13 years ago now.
13 years? Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Okay. Let's take us to the other question.
Sure.
Is that when do you think someone has the ability to teach?
I think it's a completely separate set of skills.
I know, right?
Because I see amazing teachers, even out of the best dancers in the world, not just in Los Angeles, once they get in front of a group, it doesn't necessarily mean that they know how to handle a group, or how to break things down, or how to keep the pacing of a class. And that is something that I feel like I put a lot of time into studying. And actually, I have like Rodrigo Guzman, who currently lives in Vegas, but he used to have a studio here in Los Angeles. And he took me under his wing, and for the first year, he was showing me how to look at the classroom in a different way. Because you can attend a million classes, but your focus is how do I pick up the material, right? I want to make sure I look good and it feels good in my body. And you're not really paying attention to how the teacher's delivering that information.
Yeah.
So I usually tell my teachers, now when you're in the classroom, pay attention to the way they introduce information, right? That is going to adjust the way that you do too. Like, pick what you like and discard what you don't. But when you're in the classroom, don't only try to achieve the combo, right? But also pay attention to all the notes that you should be taking from good quality teachers.
Wow, that's really good. I like it. Yeah, because I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of controversial, I'd say, when someone just starts teaching and sometimes they don't have the right information to give.
Sure.
Yeah, that's why I ask, because maybe you have a different opinion and someone might be able to hear it.
I mean, there is a lot of discussion to be had on that topic, because even amongst the greats, the people that everyone would agree are sort of the best at their craft at this moment, they all have a slightly different variation of how they would approach things.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, whether you should be bending your knees to a certain degree or, you know, how much pressure you should give, what your frame should look like. Like, when you compare artist to artist, there are variations.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Now, this is even more true when you get somebody who's a novice to the dance trying to teach. Yes. I mean, I think it actually does take a long time and a lot of attention and study to be able to break things down well. I also think some people are more inclined to being good teachers than other people, right?
Yeah.
And I usually can judge that based off how they communicate. So I will say, when my significant other, Alan, when he first started teaching with me, I think he's even better than he was then, but already he had the gift of gab. He could already present to a room and knew how to run a room even the first time he started teaching. So he was already naturally inclined. There was still improvement to be made, but there are some people like Madeline Curry. I think she's fantastic in front of a room, and she didn't take a lot of developing, right? She just had it already. So it can be developed, but there's some people that are naturally inclined to being able to teach.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. I like it. Okay, there is a question that I wanted to ask. If you had like, what was your best experience in like when you performed? Because I know you performed a lot.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you at I don't know if you were recording a commercial, but I saw a clip of you at Third Street Dance. I don't know if you remember that one.
Oh shoot. Oh, we did like a shaving commercial.
Shaving commercial.
Shaving, yeah. So there were these razors that don't nick you even without like soap and water. And so we got hired to do like a dancing shaving commercial. And then they also had us do a panel and like talk about the razor. So yeah, that was maybe 5 years ago or something.
Yeah, I remember seeing something like that, but I thought maybe that's Nicole, but I couldn't tell because you were dancing like all the way there. And
I was the tallest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely you get put in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great little gig. It was something, I think Leslie Fededa actually recommended me for that.
Oh,
so
wow.
thank you, Leslie. And
hopefully she watches
hopefully.
this.
And yeah, they did have us do a little routine, and it was like an infomercial.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was fun. Funny story about that one. So they told us, make sure like you shave your legs, you look good, because you're gonna have close-ups of your legs. And I was getting ready that morning, and what do? I run into the corner of my bed, and I make a big gash on my leg, and it started turning purple immediately. I called them and I said, I am so sorry. I mean, trust me, I didn't want to hurt myself, but I just destroyed my right leg. Do you still want me to come in with this huge cut and this purple, injury on my leg? And they're like, we're gonna try to cover it with makeup. It's okay. And what we did was we just made sure we shot around it, right? We just hide that part of the leg. You got to do what you got to do.
It didn't hurt when you were doing the commercial?
I mean, I just ran into the edge. It didn't feel great, but it was more that it looked terrible.
I see. And even
of all times, though, of all times to run into something, the morning of the infomercial.
It usually happens like that. Yeah. So, what was your best experience in your performance career?
In performing, you know what?
If you have one.
I honestly don't love performing. It gives me a lot of anxiety. I pick myself apart and I try to make it so perfect, and I'm very hard on myself. So I don't love performing. As a kid, I think I got a lot of attention as a performer because I was like a little taller than everybody, and so like I had a lot of stage presence. Maybe that was the peak. Maybe 11, 12, 13 was the peak. And maybe into high school when I was like a cheerleader, it was fun, but it just always gave me a lot of anxiety. So I don't love it. Even though I had done it for years because I saw that was a great path to getting trained, it's not my happy place. I prefer to be teaching, and I love social dancing.
So you would say that your happy place is social dancing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
How about you?
I like social dancing. I just, I started dancing because there's a lot going on in everyone's life.
Sure.
And sometimes there's like really hard times. And in those times, I wanted to escape, like do something fun. And I feel like dancing was the escape.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any like a best experience throughout the dance? Like it doesn't have to be performance-wise.
Best experience?
Yeah.
So I think watching students progress and sometimes progress out of your reach also is really exciting. Like to see things clicking for people. Usually it starts happening in like our intermediate programs where you could see that people are like, oh, now I see how you link this together, or I understand how this should feel. And I see beyond our reach because like sometimes you love bachata so much and you talk about Spain so much that you have Janelle moving to Spain and you have your other students also trying to move to Spain because they fell in love with it so much. But I don't know if I should take credit for that achievement, but I feel like I shared my excitement so much that it made them think, wow, like maybe I want to move to Spain and I want to study dance and I want to get really, really serious about that. To me, those are the highlights. Those are the most exciting moments.
I mean, it's like inspiring, I think. When someone teaches you something and you like it, I feel like, for me, it's like inspiring to see, let's say for the camera stuff, if I see someone doing like really good job, I want to do something like that, like very similar or better, but
totally.
You're inspired. So I feel like it's the same with dancing.
Yeah.
Do you have students that moved to Spain?
I have, Janelle's there right now.
Janelle? I don't know who's Janelle.
Janelle Leader. If you saw her, you'd probably know her. Gorgeous, blonde hair, super
probably.
fit as a fiddle. And we're going to see her in Greece, and so we're super excited to visit with her because it's been a couple months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're traveling to...
Yeah, we're going to the Bachata Kings Festival. I think there's about 30 or 35 of us that are going, which is quite the achievement because they sold out in 10 minutes. Dang. So I was up at 5 a.m.
That's crazy.
And I was like, okay, these tickets are going to go online, or they're going to go on sale. And I go to the website, 5:10, it was already sold out. So what we had to do is we had to ask the organizer, we had to go around the back door and say, guys, we want to come all the way from the US. Please, please, please let us come to the festival. And then they actually helped us. So thank you, Bachata Kings Festival, for helping us out, even though we were not in that 10-minute window where we got tickets the right way. So we're going to go to Greece there's a 10-day festival. We'll be there for 7 nights.
10 days. That's a long time.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of party.
Yeah. And we've been excited about this all year. This has been the goal. We were like, okay, we're working up to this. Make sure our bachata's on point because we're going to go to Greece and we're going to make all this effort to go to a festival. So
is it like a limited kind of people?
They do limit capacity. I don't know what the limit is. But yes, because of the limitations of the resort, they say
I would think like that because if they sell fast, then at a certain time, then I would think that it's only for a few people, not for everyone.
I mean, I think it's several thousand.
But I mean, it has to be a good one.
Right. Well, I heard the festival in Poland, Bachaturo. I heard they got up to 9,000 this time. And I think for them, their limiting factor is they have so many girls that they buy up the follows passes and they try to keep it even. So they got up to 9,000, which is incredible. And thankfully, they have a space that can actually accommodate that many people where it doesn't feel crowded and the air conditioning is good and everyone has room to dance. What an amazing event. We went there last year and it was fantastic.
At Bachaturo?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Yeah, I saw clips and it's like huge. I haven't seen anything like that. I don't even know how they do it.
Yeah, it's like the Grand Canyon of Bachata Festival.
Yeah.
You're looking and it's just bachata dancers forever.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
How long does that last? A weekend?
That was just a weekend.
Just a weekend.
And it feels like it's so fast.
I know. Even right here, like when they do festivals, I feel like it's just, I don't know, I just don't have time for anything. Yeah. I just want to take all the classes and I just end up taking like 1 or 2 because I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, our next question is, when do you know when you're having fun versus when you're just working as a teacher? Or do you ever feel like that? Because I feel like, because it's dancing, right? It's supposed to be fun, but sometimes you don't feel like you want to do it. Do you ever feel like that?
I mean, sometimes the couch is calling, right? Yeah. Sometimes you're at home and you're like, okay, I have to get up and do this social right now. Yeah. I'm tired or whatever it might be. And sometimes it is hard to say like, okay, I gotta go, I gotta do it, I gotta get out the door. Generally though, once I get there, I'm even happier, right? I'm around my friends, I'm dancing. So I'm able to shake it off once I'm around people. But if I'm home, I'm comfortable, I'm with my dog in my lap, sometimes you don't wanna move, right? But yeah, I'd say sometimes you feel like it's work, but most of the time, once I'm in the classroom, once I'm social dancing, now it feels fun.
Yeah.
I do think sometimes like private lessons, depending on who the private's with, some can be more painful, right? And some can be great because you see their growth and you know, you're having a good time yourself dancing and you're just giving them feedback. And then other people definitely need a lot more hand holding, and sometimes that can test your patience.
Yeah. That's why I ask, is I feel like I know it's something that it's fun, but like I know myself, I feel like if I do it every day, it becomes overwhelming.
Sure.
So
Exactly.
that's why I ask. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, in the end, it is work, right? Like, I mean, just ask social media content creators, right? Like, I'm sure at first
I know.
it was super fun.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look, I'm showing people where I'm gonna go get coffee, da 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 da. And then when you're hired for something and you have to sit in traffic and it's a place that maybe you don't love, or, you know, and it wasn't the day that you wanted to do this organically. Yeah, now it's work. Now you're editing and you're like, oh, okay, let me just get through this 2 more hours or
I
whatever you
feel
have
the
to do.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah. What inspires you to dance, like to keep going? Is it just you wanting to do it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I have a responsibility to the students,
Yeah.
right? I don't want to show up to class and have obvious gaps in my knowledge. Also, for my own benefit, like I want to have the best dances I can have when I'm on the dance floor. When we have people like visiting from out of town, I want them to say, wow, LA was a great experience. And in order to do that, you need a whole army of people who are studying it and doing it well, right? So that when they go on the dance floor and they pick someone at random, they're like, wow, this is a great dance, right? Yeah, and then just genuine interest, right? Like I'm excited to learn new moves. I'm excited to see what my body can do. Yeah, I'd say those are the contributing factors.
So that would be like a question that I wanted to ask. Like, why would you dance? Like, why do you dance?
Why do I dance?
Why do you dance?
I mean, at this point, it's definitely part of my identity.
Yeah.
Right? I've been doing it for so long. Like this is who I am. My identity has shifted a little bit in that now I'm the studio owner and event organizer. So a lot of the work that I do is from my computer at home, right? Versus being in the classroom for endless hours, right? But also just my own interests. Like when I'm scrolling Instagram for fun, what am I looking at? I'm looking at bachata dancers. I want to know what's hip. I want to know. I want to see what they got. I want to see this artistic expression that I also want to participate in. I also think the community is amazing. I think you can go to any festival if you're active enough and you're gonna know people there. And even if you don't know people there, they're gonna be welcoming, and like invite you to come eat and like welcome you as part of their circle. I think dance is like no other in that way, right? I can't think of another space where you have people who are university professors with people who are in their first job working at a restaurant, right? And you're all in the same space and you're all enjoying this, and your socioeconomic status doesn't even matter at that point, right? It's like, hey, we both love this. Are you into this song? I'm into this song. Let's dance. To me, that's incredible. It puts everyone on a more similar playing field and brings people together that wouldn't be together normally.
Yeah. It's pretty good because once you're dancing, you forget pretty much. For me, I forget everything. I just dance, and even if I don't know, if I'm sick or something, or like something's really going on, something really bad, I just go dance. One time I tried to quit dancing.
Really?
Yeah, not too long ago, maybe like 6 months ago. I just didn't want to do it anymore, and I stopped dancing for like a month and a half. Wow. And I'm like, no, I think I'm gonna go back. And once I went back, I feel like, I don't know, it just feels different. It feels good to be back, you know. And I can't quit because it's already part of me. It becomes part of you. Yeah. Have you had like a bad experience from like all the dances you've had, or like performance? Yeah. Yeah. What was crazy?
Sometimes you get injured, right? Yeah, sometimes people twist your arm, pull your shoulder, scratch you. And, you know, what can I do other than give my business card and be like, come to Dancer University, we're going to fix those things.
I know.
No, kidding.
That's cool though.
But it's inevitable. You know, I think we're all operating at different levels. We all have different understandings of like how much pressure to give and have been taught different techniques. You know, there are, back to your kind of previous question, there are teachers out there that definitely need improvement in their technique and they're teaching things that are going to hurt people.
Definitely.
Right? You know, but this happened with salsa. This is happening with bachata. This is not new, right? This has happened with every style of dance where people are excited and people are probably getting requests to teach them. And then they say, okay, like, let me try it. But inevitably, you know, they might teach the wrong things.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm perfect, definitely not, which is why I continue training, right? I love taking privates. I felt super grateful that Clow and Ross gave us a bunch of their time last weekend and did over 4 hours of privates with us. And I have so much to learn from them and a lot of people too. And I just want to do my best to make sure that I have it down the best I can so that I can deliver that to students.
Yeah, that's nice because a lot of people don't pretty much pay put the time, the necessary time to do it, to, like you said, deliver the best information possible.
Yeah.
Like you can be perfect, but you can get better for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think video is not enough, you know, trying to break things down from YouTube. If you have a good understanding of the framework and the pieces of the puzzle, yes, you can take things from YouTube and work them out. But if you don't, which most of us don't, it's going to be very hard to really figure out the underlying things and what's making that move smooth and work, right? So then we end up forcing it, and that's why you have people get hurt.
Yeah. So you've been hurt like that, like.
I remember there was one time I was at Mama Juana's, which now is called Mama Juana's again. It reopened, but this was like 12, 13 years ago or something. Yeah. And I was dancing with a guy, and you could tell he thought he was the shit. Right? Yeah. He thought he was really cool, and he was doing all these crazy moves. I was only like a year or two in. I was not ready for those crazy moves. And in his crazy moves, what does he do? Hits me in the nose, and I just start gushing blood. And I was like, yeah, gotta go to the bathroom, gotta handle this. And then, wild enough, later in the night, he asked me to dance again. I looked at him, I was like, I don't think so, my friend. This is not gonna happen again. I was like, we didn't learn from the first time. And I'm not someone who says no to dances, so I was like, no, but I gotta stand my ground on this one. It was a little too much. You were out of control.
Yeah. So that's an interesting thing because a lot of people, like, it's controversial because when you say that you can't say no to a dance, when you should say no to a dance?
Look, I work in the industry, so I don't say no. Right?
Even if,
unless I'm doing something, if I'm busy. But I generally don't say no to people because I want everyone to feel welcome. Right? And I think if guys are getting no all night, they don't want to come back. Of course not.
It's really hard. Like
for anybody there
guys,
for fun, oh honey, you do whatever you want. You don't have to say yes to anybody you don't want to say yes to. You're there to have a good time too. I see a lot of follows say yes to dances where he only knows the basic and you know, they have a smile and they're counting down the minutes in their head of how long they have left. And that's very nice. They're essentially, in my mind, doing a service to the community, right? But would I say there's a rule about you having to say yes or no? No, I think if you know someone has hurt you in the past, okay, never again. You know, it's not worth the risk. Now, I might within a dance say, no, I'm not gonna do that move, right? Like there was one guy, not one guy, there's probably been a couple guys who likes to hook his hands on the back of your shoulders and pull down. As soon as I feel the hook, I stand up and I say, no, we can't do that move. So within the dance, I'll tell them like these moves are not okay.
Yeah, it's not right.
But I won't say no to every dance with people. Like I don't have people that are on my blacklist.
You don't have a blacklist?
I have a blacklist for entry into the clubs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Which I shouldn't put them on blast, but there are a couple people that are not welcome, and they know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Usually for very serious accusations.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
probably police reports.
Yeah, that's a totally different story.
That's totally different story.
Yeah, because it's kind of interesting because a lot of people, like, let's say, I've seen videos and they post, right? And then I see comments saying, oh, I should say no to this person because the way he dances or something. Is there something you would say that it's fair just by watching someone?
I mean, it's always hard. If you put yourself in the shoes of the person who's being criticized publicly online, you know, you probably wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do it to other people either.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to tell your friends that, you know, this guy is dangerous, this guy gets too close, then of course you're welcome to do that.
Yeah.
I think we have to be careful with like public bashing though, because that can do a lot of harm really fast.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah. So from all these years, from what you've been dancing, right? You have your studio. Is there something that you always wanted to do when you started, or is it just happen?
Funny, I had no idea I would be in the world of dance. I always loved it. My parents told me, this is not a career. Don't do, like, you cannot dance for a living. I wanted to go to a performing arts high school, and they said, what are you doing? No, you're gonna be something more serious, right? So I thought about like academia, I thought about law, I did an internship, and then thought, this is a lot of paper pushing, I don't enjoy this. And then I did go to work in Hispanic advertising for 4 years. And over time, I decided it wasn't really a good fit for me. And that was just at the moment when I was offered to be trained. Is that something?
I think someone.
Oh, someone's playing music. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
So it was just at the moment in my life where Rodrigo had asked me to come add into his Latin program. And so I was grateful that he took me under his wing and like taught me how to teach, right? So it just all kind of happened with the right timing, and it was never the plan, right? But I'm a yes person. I'm someone, I want to do everything, right? If somebody contacts me from Spain and they're like, hey, we want to come to LA and like teach classes at your studio, I'm like, yes, right? If somebody wants to do a photo shoot, yes. I want to do everything. It's impossible to do everything in the end, right?
Yeah.
But my inclination is always yes. And so even as a 24-year-old, I was like, yes, let me try this. And then the first club had reached out to me. It was Andy at Monsoon Cafe, which is now 1212 on 3rd Street Promenade. Okay. And he asked me to teach there. And I'm like, yes, of course, yes. Everything is always yes. And then, you know, things just moved forward and different opportunities started to present themselves. Like, you know, when I was working there, then I was able to meet all these people that wanted to learn how to dance, and they wanted to pay me for privates, and they wanted to do classes with me. And so then it was about, how do we create classes outside of this and a schedule outside of this where I can do this full time? And from there, it became programs. I was working for Equinox and doing salsa programs there. And moving forward beyond that, like post-COVID, that was a big hiccup, right? I did a lot of video classes at that point. But then I thought, it's time to open a studio. Part of my incentive was the only studios that were still alive after COVID were super packed. I would be doing a private here, and thered be somebody right here doing another private. And I'm like yelling because there's so much going on, trying to do a one-on-one private. So I was like, okay, it's probably time to look, and hopefully prices are favorable because we're coming out of COVID. Yeah. Prices were not that great, but I found one good place. And so that was the first studio that's on Pico and Barrington. Yeah. And then over time, you've seen there are a lot of empty storefronts right now. So there's more room for negotiation, and so that now I've been able to expand to a bigger place as well. And I guess that was the upside of COVID, and also the benefit of everything being sold online, which is not really a benefit, but is that there are a lot of empty storefronts, and now things are less expensive than they used to be. Yeah.
So you think that it was more expensive before COVID?
I think in West LA, a lot of landlords were trying to hold on to the value of their places.
Right.
Yeah, I think even the prices coming out of COVID were still very high, but people were starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. They're like, we're not really coming back to full blast, right? We're gonna have a lot of growing pains from here until wherever, moving forward. So I think it just allowed for negotiation. People were more open to more possibilities in terms of like finagling the price and sharing expenses like parking lot expenses or CAM.
Yeah. So what
common area maintenance.
Yeah. So was this? It wasn't your dream to have a studio and everything you have. It just came like.
It just always seemed like it was the next logical step for where we were. Right?
Oh, okay.
We have this much demand. What do we do with it? And then I'm a very conservative, like frugal person. So if I'm not 100% sure on something, it's very hard for me to move forward. I need to look at it from every angle, run all the numbers 100 times, and then I move forward, which my significant other, I probably drive him crazy because he's more like, everything's good, let's do it, let's jump in. And I'm like, wait a second. We got to do all these calculations. Let's make sure it makes sense. I'm very, very cautious with every move. So I needed it to be very obvious, staring me in the face, saying, this makes sense right now because of what you have in your hand so that you can grow. Like you've reached the limitation of this studio. It's fully booked. You need more room. It had to get to that point. And I know that's not always the advice of a lot of people on YouTube that talk about businesses. They're like, dive in and build it and they will come. I'm not a build it and they will come person. I'm like, I need everything already here, and then
move forward.
I'll go forward.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
What inspires you to keep going in dancing? Is there someone that you look up to?
A lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Honestly, I don't know if they know it or not, probably not, but like David and Jennifer Stein in San Diego, they run Majesty in Motion. And so if I would say anybody is someone that I pay, or a company that I really pay attention to and I aspire to be more like, it would be Majesty in Motion. They have amazing socials at amazing places. They have a studio that offers tons of classes, and they've really grown a huge dance community in a smaller city, right, in San Diego. So definitely hats off to them. And then I love like particular artists, right? For me, I fell in love with bachata when I met Luis and Andrea.
Luis and Andrea, wow.
Yeah. So I saw them dance and I'm like, that's what bachata is supposed to look like. Now I get it. Now I get why people are falling in love with this. And then we started taking privates. We went to Spain. We trained with them. They were generous enough to give us like a whole week of their time to just train like 4 hours a day, which was definitely intense. But completely changed the way I looked at bachata, completely changed the way I wanted to approach the classroom. Currently like Hero and Migle, amazing. Clau and Ross, they're just, I wish I could dance like any of those women. But they're inspirational, and I think they are the front line and showing us what's possible on the dance floor, and creative and thinking of new things and pushing the limit, and I think that's really exciting.
Yeah, for me, I think my inspiration, I think I would say it's always been Marco Isara.
Yeah.
Marco Isara, and I found that Miguel and Sunsire.
Yeah.
I feel like the musicality and everything just, I don't know, I just look at them and I say, I want to dance like that. Like one day I want to do it like that. But it's a little hard to get there.
Oh yeah. I'm sure it wasn't easy for them either.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people have superpowers.
Okay, Migla, I think she woke up and she was like, I'm going to be a bachata dancer now, and she was
Yeah.
just already amazing. But no, I mean, most people put, 10 years in before they showed their face in the demo video, right? And committed.
Yeah.
Right? Actually, those people all were at Essencia. They were all at Sarah and Marco's studio, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
Adrian Ross, Hero, Migla too now, Miguel and Sancire, they're all from the same school, right? They have branched out. They look very distinct
Yeah.
now, but yeah, they all come from the same Marco and Sarah family tree.
Yeah. I wouldn't know that because like I just started dancing like 2 years ago, so there's a lot of things that I don't know. Like who was your couple, like your when you used to perform, who was your partner dance, or how you call it?
Yeah,
Your
my
dance?
partner. I dance a little bit with, he calls himself the salsa chef now.
Oh, okay.
Luis
Sounds
Mendez.
Luis, yeah.
And so he definitely was a big part of my journey because he was as obsessed with salsa as I was. And so we would go together and we would go to the clubs every night. Like at least 6 nights a week, we would go dancing. And he was better than I was. So I was learning a lot because I was dancing with him, I was dancing with other people. And then he encouraged me to be part of Tropical Rhythm, which was Zonic's team.
Oh,
DJ
okay.
Zonic used to have a
Zonic,
salsa
yeah.
team. And so I danced with him. I also had a partner, Saul, on his team. Gosh, who else have I danced with? Let me think. I had a former partner, Danny Kalman. We competed a little bit, but also at that point I was kind of coming to terms with the idea of like, I don't really enjoy this.
Yeah.
Right. Who else? Oh, I'm sure I'm forgetting other ones, but oh, you gotta edit this part.
Yeah, we'll cut it out.
Jay Salas.
Jay Salas?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was looking for. Okay, so the last time I competed, we went to Salsa Summit, but we did a bachata routine, and my partner was Jay Salas, who's now singing, right? Who's now doing bachata music, and so he was my partner for that. That was the last time I competed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
On the competition, how did you like it? How was everything? Because I feel like competitions are a little, I would say, more intense than performing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember the first day when I walked in there, huge space, no one is really talking to each other, right? Everyone is with their team, they're stretching, they're rehearsing. It's totally different feel from a festival, right? With a festival, everyone's like, hey, good to see you, hugs, let's go dance, let's go to the pool, whatever it might be. But it was focus time, right? Like the coaches look stressed. Everyone is very, very serious about it. So totally different experience. The only night that we were allowed to social dance was the last night when we were done. And then there was some social dancing, but not the same as a festival, right?
Yeah.
It just, everyone went with like the focus of going to compete and doing as well as they can. I will say my final performance had a little hiccup.
Yeah.
That was like my fault. From my team perspective, it was my fault because I was doing a trick and we had fishnets and I had a high heel that was really, really thin. And we did a trick where I would put my leg on top of my other leg and I would turn on one leg, right? And when I went to go put my leg down, my heel got stuck in my fishnets.
Oh.
And so I was there in the middle of the dance floor jumping like this, and of course that's not the choreography.
Yeah,
You stand out like a sore thumb, and then I had to rip through it in order to keep dancing. So I think we got third place, but this did not help, right? This blunder.
Third place still good, I think.
I was happy with it, but I'm sure I think we could have done even better, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what can you do? Wardrobe malfunction.
I know it happens. Happens a lot. Yeah, I've seen a lot because I record sometimes, and I see. Sometimes it doesn't go right. Sometimes people fall, and it's crazy.
Sometimes boobs come out. Yeah. Yeah, that's what every follow's worst nightmare is, right? You try to tape everything, pin everything, but inevitably with all that movement and all the excitement, stuff happens.
But it's nice because a lot of people just, hey, like cheering.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So it's like, it helps, you know. It doesn't discourage you to keep doing it. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that's one nice thing. You can count on a salsa crowd to cheer when you mess up.
Yeah.
You know, and say like, keep going, dust yourself off, finish the routine.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone who's just starting to dance?
Have some grace with yourself, right? I think especially for leaders, it can be really hard. You get on the dance floor and the girl looks at you and she goes, "Okay, go. Show me what you got." And maybe you don't have much yet, right? So commit to it. You practice. Give yourself at least a year of commitment before you start saying, maybe this is not for me. Maybe this is not a good fit. And so that'd be number one. Number two, I'm a believer in programs, right? So I think drop-in classes are great if you need flexibility in your schedule. But the reality is that if you go to a drop-in class, you see that material once, and then you never review it on your own, you are gonna forget it, for sure, if you never do the homework. So at least with a program, week to week, you're gonna review, right? You're gonna have somebody say, okay, now I hope you practiced, but if you didn't practice, we're gonna do it together, and I'm gonna be able to clarify anything that you don't remember how to do correctly. And then you can keep building on that knowledge. Drop-ins are fun, but I think it's a just much harder way to add things to your repertoire that way and get it in your body.
Okay. Thank you so much. I think we're done.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, that was easy.
Yeah. I was gonna ask one question, but I got busy and I couldn't type everything down. So I'm like, let's just do it this way. Yeah, but it was good. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yay.
Yeah.
I hope I wasn't too loud.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
It was good because this is like automatic, so
it'll adjust.
Yeah, it
okay,
will adjust.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I tell people where they can find us?
Yeah, tell everything. Okay. Yeah, that's the reason why we do this.
Yeah. So I'm Nicole Gil. I own Dancer University. We have two locations in West LA, one near UCLA in Westwood and one in West LA on Pico and Barrington. We have drop-in classes and also 12-week programs. We also run a bunch of events all over Los Angeles where we have lessons first and dancing afterward. On Mondays, you can find us at the Continental Club in downtown LA. On Thursdays, we're at the Victorian in Santa Monica on Main Street. Fridays and Saturdays, we tend to jump around, but we're mainly at 18 Social on Fridays. And then we have some fun pool parties in the summer. If you're gonna put this out soon, then it'll be September 27th and October 12th. Will be the two pool parties that we have coming out.
We'll be out in maybe 2-3 weeks, hopefully.
Cool.
Yeah.
So everything is on danceruniversity.com, so you don't have to remember all that. But danceruniversity.com has everything. If you're brand new to salsa and bachata, you can also join us for free classes every Saturday. We have a free salsa class at 5 o'clock and a free bachata class at 6 o'clock. We'll see you there.
Okay. How do you keep up with all the things that you need to do? Because I know you have a social on Monday, right? And then your studio, and then Thursday the Victorian. And what's the other one?
I mean, you need help. That's the truth, right? If you don't have Nishima and Alan and all the teachers on board, it's impossible to do everything by yourself. You have to have help.
It's good that you have good hands and good help, good people around you.
For sure.
It's pretty cool.
I mean, like Mo helps me a ton.
Wow.
Right? Joe is super dedicated. He does a ton of stuff here. I mean, also Madeline, everybody really plays a role. And then Nishima and Alan, we're all on our computers all day long doing all the back office stuff.
I think Nishima should come here so they know who she is.